Worst drivers in Virginia, though.
Terms they do when they approve your loan. What is it? Whatever that term is, I need that to be my pronoun.
My girl can go out to one ladies' night. That's it. You can go back with a rule book and everything. And then one person coming to me and then.
All right. Are y'all gonna kill me if I say, do we throw Michael when he got the skin color change?
No, I demand it. Nope, I'm walking off. Scroll. I'm walking off the scroll.
He has a
no,
disease.
It's got to be a scroll. No.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I was just asking a question. First of all,
$1 for a stadium to be built outside of Buffalo.
We have to talk not about just individual behaviors, but about the system, right?
Realize that these credit bureaus, there's nothing federal about it.
So for the believers, it's just like, I have to believe, the God in her, just like she has to believe it in me.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Chop It Up. Please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Like and subscribe and tell a friend about 4 brothers on this YouTube channel. My brothers from another mother, we took some time off. We had to recharge. We had to enjoy some of the summer. I ain't seen you brothers in a while, man. Talk to me. How you been, Derek?
Hey, man. I have been cool. All right. I finally got my AC fixed. We good. I remember last time we were actually on, I think I was having some communications issues. You know what I mean? That was actually because my house was so hot. It started interfering with my router, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, so that's what that was really about last time. But now it's nice and comfortable. Obviously, we got our AC. Now we don't need it because we have a normal humane temperature going on, which I of course predicted would happen. But it's good to have some sense of normalcy. I went down south. Oh, I shouldn't say really south, more south, this weekend for the family reunion. This was a major reunion. My father planned on being there this year. Obviously, he didn't make it. So it's very, very important that I make it and that my family be there and really represent for him to the family. So it was definitely his side of the family. So it was a wonderful time. It was down in the DMV area at the same time as the Beyonce concert. Now, Kelvin, I know you could have told me something, you know what I mean? You could have made a way out of no way for me, but you know what? You let me go down there anyway because you was all in Italy and all of that, acting fly. So you could have called Beyonce or something and did something for you, brother. But let me tell you though, man, DC is gully. DC is gully, man. My nephew went down there. I'm telling you, he showed up. I don't know. It was late, man. He showed up maybe about 3:00 in the morning. We're in the hotel lobby. We drinking it up, man. We took over. We labeled it the takeover, and that's exactly what we did. We took over, and we took over the whole hotel lobby, man. Drinks out, carried on. He shows up 3:00, 4:00 in the morning to check in. By 7:00, all four wheels were stolen off his car. All right. Wow. I'm telling you, it was madness. It was madness. We trying to figure out, and I say by 7 because that's when another family member caught whoever was doing it. They hit like 2 or 3 different hotels down there. I guess they got wind that Beyonce was in town, and we all had our little bullseyes on our back. You know what I mean? They were looking for out of town place. So we got. But I'm telling you, man. But we didn't. But we did all right, man. He wound up driving his car back. We got, listen, we were at full strength. So family was everywhere. So we took care of him. You know what I mean? So he got
Did we lose?
Huh? So yeah, but but other than that, man, everything is lovely. Just made it back. Feeling real good about a lot of different things. I'm not going to hog too much of this up, man, because I want to spread it around. I could go on and on. But I'm going to let Damien get in here and say a little something. What's going on, Damien? How was your week, man? How you been?
What's up? Good to see everybody back together. Shout out to everybody who was on the show the last few weeks, filling in for Kelvin, filling in for Damon. That was dope. Appreciate everybody. We have a team of people who can just, it's like next man up. That's a great feeling. And the question is, how's my weekend? I did get to spend some time with family. Shout out to my family. I love them. Celebrated my sister Dawn, who passed, one of my biggest supporters, my oldest sister. And it was good. It was good to see some family. It was good to sit down, talk, connect, joke, laugh at things. You know how family, like you probably understand what I mean, Derek, when you laugh at things that wasn't funny for the last 20 years because you ain't talk about it for 20 years. So you know what I mean?
Like
the inside family jokes and stuff like that. I also want to shout out somebody we both know, Damon, Roland Knight. His birthday is today.
Yeah, Roland just text me.
Yeah. Tell him get on the freaking chat so he can see the shout out properly. Happy birthday to him. Honestly, when I started working in the organization that Damon was working for, he was the person I was paired with. We were program directors, and we've been like tight from day one. First conversation, it was boom, and it was never an issue after that. Still, he's like a family member to me. So I want to shout him out on his birthday, and I don't really want to talk about my anymore about my week because I'm ready to get to the topics because we got some things we need to talk about. I have a whiteboard. I got like a table. I got this new like bedside stool thing that Damon got me for moving in. I'm trying to practice swinging all of those things. I feel like we need to be multifaceted. Like, you know how some they have like people who are archers, people who are riflemen, people who are infantry. So I'm trying to enlist in the warriors of light, and I'm just trying to find out which household item I would be proficient in right now. So we're gonna talk about that later.
Fact.
Kelvin, what's going on, bro?
All right. I hope y'all can hear me because I don't know if I'm having technical difficulties already. I hate to do that on the day back. Can you guys hear me good?
We can hear you, but you froze.
Like I'm frozen right now.
Yes, you are, brother. You are frozen.
Are we gonna call Kelvin street clothes?
I can't believe it. Am I frozen in a good position?
You're frozen with a white man's hat on.
All right. Well, listen, let me say mine anyway, and then I'm gonna go out and come back in. So, first of all, I'm really happy about my 50th birthday. Was treated to a trip to Italy by my friend, and that was just she really hooked me up. So I'm appreciative of that. I had a great Italy. Good to be back with you guys. I enjoyed the shows while I was gone. Great job with everybody. And lastly, I want to just tell everybody I officially be boycotting ESPN for letting my man Mark Jackson go with the A team. So I'm done with ESPN. I'm letting y'all know they cut off, and that's just it. And I'm hoping Tyler Perry, now that he has reacquired BET, I hope he starts taking all that black talent and do like a sports division on BET and hook everybody up in that regard. All right, that's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Now, as I try to get myself back together, I'm going to hand it off to the point guard, number one in your program. My man D, what's the story? Talk to me.
Man, first of all, Mark Jackson was kind of boring, so I ain't even mad at that.
D, you cut off too. So you
oh, you back.
We get an early scroll?
Yeah. I'm back. I'm unfrozen?
Yeah, you're frozen, but you kind of fuzzy. You may have to clean your.
I'm going to go out and come back in, but y'all trying to disrespect.
Nah,
he'll buff it a little bit. He'll catch up.
Damon, and Damon, you a Knicks fan, right? You want to see the Knicks do well?
Yeah, man.
And the man you dissing is the man that they've needed for the last decade.
No, to be honest with you, Mark Jackson will never get a job at NBA because Mark Jackson is not built of the NBA culture. Not saying he's a bad coach, but he won't have the culture because he's too religious. You got to leave that alone. You got to separate that.
But then the players respect him. They don't.
Nah, man, you're gonna lose it.
Don't listen to the stories.
Not with these young.
Stories is the narrative.
No, not saying that. Not with the young boys. Not with these young boys. These niggas want to smoke weed and wear purses. They're not gonna be listening to them. I'm saying they got tight pants. They having sex with strippers and all kind of stuff like porn stars.
That's only two. The Knicks, Josh Hart.
That's only two.
Those dudes. Nah, you've seen Josh Hart.
Yeah, we'll get on it.
Anyway, I apologize. How was your week, sir? I'm a fan of Mark Jackson. I'm from Brooklyn.
I'm a fan of Mark Jackson, but I think some people on ESPN could have went. I'm not mad at it, but
TNT been killing them since day one anyway.
Exactly. They don't have no personality on ESPN. That's what I'm trying to say. But
Good point.
my week was good. My week was cool, man. I went on a vacation. Miss Sally went out to DR. We had a kind of rough stay because the rooms we had, this it was a presidential suite. Looked like the last time that suite was done over was when Kennedy was alive. And besides that, then we got finally my boy came in town. He upgraded us to his villa, and it turned out nice. But that was like on the last day. Went to Rock the Bells, man. Everybody knows Hip Hop 50th, man. I was at Rock the Bells. I was very fortunate that my friend Sanford Green that we had on the show, the cartoonist who do the Marvel Universe and all that stuff like that, the stuff that's in the movies right now, there's all the artwork for that. Did the artwork once again for Rock the Bells. Came over and stayed at my house the majority of the day because this room was already saying, I'm just kicking with you. And we went to Rock the Bells. It was good to see him in his element, like mixing hip hop and cartoons, and people didn't know who he was. And then he's so shy. I'm explaining who he was, and people I said, no, that stuff your kid, that comic book your son has, he drew that. You know, the movie that your son's watching, that's him. You know what I'm saying? So then it was cool that people got in line to do. He only got 150 whatever he was signing autographs with, 150 of these things made that LL Cool J wanted, and it's a collector's item now. That was kind of dope. And then seeing people sign and do the work, the art. I mean, doing it's like you seen Big Daddy Kane. Y'all seen everybody sign who was performing. Very dope. I like our older black crowds because we don't smoke as much weed, so you don't come back smelling like that new nasty weed. And the brothers still look like men. They don't wear purses. They ain't walking around these tight ass pants on. They ain't got no glitter. And the old chicks are realizing I'm too old to have baby hair. So it was cool not seeing baby hair, purses, and tight pants. So it was real cool. It was a cool element. We drink beer. You know, we just hang out. Everybody saying, "Pardon me, brother. Excuse me, sister." Mad love, and everybody in the crowd participates because we all know we can hear the words, so everybody can sing the songs. So that was that was pretty cool. And today my son had a dental appointment, so I'm a little tired. But if I got bags, I've been up early because my son has special needs. We have to have his appointments. He has to go in the anesthesia. We have to go to the hospital to take care of his stuff, and that has to happen super early in the morning, so he won't have to worry about eating. So I'm super tired. My voice is kind of going, but I'm rocking out here with y'all today, man. So that was my week in a nutshell, man. That was my week in a nutshell. Can
I jump in again? Not to take up too much time, but I wanted to acknowledge what you said. You said there were people talking about, excuse me, brother, excuse me, sister. People wasn't trying to dress a certain way. They were, a certain age, a certain level of respect. People were enjoying themselves, having a good time. It wasn't some crazy weed everywhere. I hate hookah. All that stuff.
Facts. Right? Oh, no hookah then at all.
So I know hip hop gets a bad rep. Black people, we get misrepresented all the time, and it's just great to hear that being said on any platform by anybody that's a black man, because it's important to know that exists. Yep. Everybody want to say that black people are just what they are putting on television or putting on the news, but that other side of it is really important to acknowledge. That hip hop 50th, we should get a hip hop artist on the show. I know somebody who could come in and talk some hip hop too. We should talk about it.
I'm actually going to the other hip hop Yankee Stadium on Friday. So going to that joint. Yes, I'm hip hop and I'm old head, man. So hip hop is a little younger than me. So I'm just happy to enjoy every little bit of it, man. So it's gonna be a good time, man. Like you said, but brother, like they have vendors out there. Oh God, I forgot to sponsor. The vendors pay for their license so they can get into the spot. I can't think of the organization. I wish I got to something Beard. I can't James Beard. I think it's a James Beard organization for I think it's in culinary. So all the vendors they were allowed. I think he paid their fees to be there. So last year
I heard there was day spas, right?
I didn't see any day spas. I mean,
they said he did like you can get spa treatments.
Oh yes, they did have in the VIP stuff. They had a whole bunch of cool stuff, and everybody was just hanging, like DMC. I mean, Run DMC was there, and Sanford's real cool with DMC, so they was hanging out. Everybody was killing. Everybody was there. Melly Mel was there. He got his little beef with Eminem going on right now. He was there. It was just cool. It was a real chill vibe, and I just loved it that everybody waited in line. Like, hey man, hey, what's how the food over there? And people just like, I hold your spot for you. It was just no craziness at all. And the white people in Forest Hill, it was in Forest Hill Stadium. They will complain that it's a 9-hour concert. I'm like, this thing happens 1 year out of 365 days. And it's in and out. Nobody leaves no trash. It's just a very nice event for hip hop. And then, like Damien said, for black folks to get a bad rap, we ain't tearing down your place and throwing over garbage cans like these damn heavy, the other artists in these places. It was just really chilled. Did you ever know about that venue before this? No, I never knew. On my whole entire life, I've been back in Forest Hills. I never knew. And back, let me tell you, it's called the West side something country club or something like that, and you know it's tennis, it's pool, it's a whole bunch of it's like an Oasis back there, and the freaking stadium and right there in the middle of the place in a neighborhood. So it threw me up because when Sam said, "Yo, it's right," I said, "Bro, I need a GPS because I had never been here before, ever." So it was like it was dope. So and I'm a Queens head, but I didn't know how to get there. So it was like that was different. It was cool. It was beautiful.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. So let's we gotta get into this, man. This has been the blackest, happiest Black week of my life in a long time, brothers and sisters. Happy August 10th out in Alabama.
I heard it's called Fadesgiving.
Gave it fades. Boy, this was a good goddamn week for Black folks. I'm telling you, man. So we had some arrests out in we had people that see it. It was in Montgomery, Alabama. It was a party boat trying to come in a cruise, whatever you want to call them, trying to dock, and these white boys wanted to hold the black man's spot. Hold the spot for the boat, and the black man just want to do his job. He was paying for, it looked like he was paying for cool school gifts or something, doing some overtime probably. You know, his feet hurting, his corns hurting, and they tried to give a black man a hard time. But Jamie, please show what our brothers and sisters and ancestors came down to do and help this brother out.
This morning, arrest warrants have been issued for at least 4 people after this brawl in Montgomery, Alabama. Witnesses say it started when this crew member in the white uniform tried to move a pontoon boat being used by a group of white men. The boat was blocking a large river boat from docking.
Those guys who parked there were told not to leave it there, and they left it there.
A man confronts the dock worker and then several people join in, outnumbering the crew member. This woman kicking the man while he was down.
You just felt so helpless for that man. Like, there's 5 or 6 of them on him.
That's when witnesses, most, if not all of them black, rushed to the man's aid, one even swimming to the dock to join in. The fight turning into a full-on melee, the violence escalating. One man was detained after using a chair as a weapon. Police confirm these videos are part of their investigation. According to Montgomery's mayor, officers detained several reckless individuals for attacking a man who was doing his job.
They're going to have to determine who, in fact, really was, if any, were engaged in acts of legitimate self-defense, legally justified self-defense, versus individuals who may be charged with being aggressors, who were initiating.
The mayor is holding a news conference today, and when asked if the brawl was racially motivated, he said he could not confirm nor deny it.
Oh, man. It was a good day for Black folks. I'm glad white people got their ass. That's white privilege. People, I don't care. Yo, the Boondocks is right, boy. You get a chance swinging, boy. Is there something come across us when we get that chance going, boy? And I'm just so happy. I am so happy that we finally show love for one another and came out and supported. We always show love in different things, but we really show like we ain't going for it. And we never went for it before. That's a misnomer. Black folks always fought. You know, we seen what happened. We tried to fight in Rosewood. We seen what they did in Haiti. We always fight in Louisiana. We did all kind of riots we did before. So that's a misnomer that we and our ancestors don't belittle our ancestors. We are our ancestors. We are the shining light of our ancestors. So, but go ahead. I want to keep talking, man. Your brothers take it over. How did y'all feel about the situation? Do you feel bad for the white folks?
Well, let me say, I'll say this. First of all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't enjoy watching fighting. I don't like when people just havoc and stuff like that. It looked like WWE, but I have to admit, to see people, I hate people jumping people. I hate that. And are y'all with me? I'm good.
Yeah, we good, bro.
All right. I hate watching people attack people, especially, you know, what I do appreciate is this. I appreciate that people came to the man's aid. I appreciate that in this day and age, it was just a straight behind whooping, no shooting. It was just, you just got your behind whooped. That's that. And then you got to give the league MVP to my man that swam across the canal to come and help. It was like a Royal Rumble. Like everybody was just coming into the ring. You had to get, and then you also got to get an honorable mention to the woman that narrated the video.
She called for the brothers. She called everybody. Help that black man, she said.
Yeah, she gave you the play-by-play. It was a breakdown, but it's unfortunate, but you know, you're in a place like Alabama. Okay, I've been to Alabama for whatever reason twice. I've been There's
Bro,
something wrong with
David,
that.
I almost got locked up in Alabama. So,
Oh, then
oh yeah.
you already know what it is. Like
Oh,
a
yeah,
fool,
no
I
doubt.
went to see the movie A Time to Kill in Alabama, and when Samuel Jackson was found not guilty, I had to run out the place. So but I mean, it was just sad. And at the end of the day, they had to do it for what they did to the Cold Crush. All the years of some people that's been lynched and everything in Alabama, they finally said, we're not having it no more. And that's what it was. And I know there's some people turning over in their grave, but at the end of the day, I am glad that those people helped that man. And there's a new sheriff in town, and his name is the Chair Company.
Oh man. Word. Hey yo, did y'all hear the new hat toss? Is the new hootie hoo? Did you hear that one?
Yeah. Yo, but that's the only thing. I wish we can get him on interview. I want to know what was it with the hat. Ain't like he just threw the hat off like backwards. He threw it up and looked at it. So like
Tag me in.
What was the signal like? He felt the ancestors coming through the hat. Was that the signal? Like he looked at it. I was like, what? And I know everybody did the same thing. When you looking at the screen, you looked up at the screen like, where the hat go? What is over there? I did so like, oh shit.
Because he knew the people on the boat had his back, I think, and he was like, "Yo, you know what?"
But he had to wait for the boat to dock, though. For the boat to get closer, he was able to get closer. So what the hat was? That was crazy. I didn't know what the hat was. But yo, they fucked the people Crocs up. The man Crocs was up.
Yo,
they came out ass
beat,
whipping.
man, beat.
Yo, that was crazy.
Yo, the memes are crazy. The memes are
y'all know to pull your pants up, like pull your Crocs up. They pulled his Crocs up through his feet. I'm gonna say this. Why can't we all just get along? Like there should be no senseless violence. There shouldn't be things with people hitting each other and stuff like that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't think that's right. Like even if you know, like this is not made to crack people over the face with and the head with. I mean, it is comfortable in my arms. Like you know how Radio Raheem used to walk around with a boom box. I mean, like we should start walking around with stuff like this. I don't have a folding chair yet, but I'm thinking about investing in a folding chair company, hopefully black owned, because it seems like black owned chairs seem to have a good sound when it cracks and it snaps well and it stays in place. I feel like that chair is a mark of craftsmanship. And we should be able to interview that chair. Is there any way we could get the chair on air to find out what it felt like to maybe just feel the breeze through the air and to like connect in such accurate ways? It's like, I don't know. It was a great thing. It was a great feeling. I think violence should not be tolerated in this country. I think we should all look at ways in which we could solve things without any kind of like vicious response or reaction. I think the people involved were defending themselves, and I think when in self-defense, all bets are off. So they did what they needed to do. I think that chairs have now become multifaceted in ways, so they're not just for sitting. You know what I'm saying? They're a new party favor. I feel like if I go an event, I feel like I need a certain type of chair now, a luxury chair. Maybe get the printing of a bruised white face on the front of the chair. That might be like an upsell. I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about how we can invest in this.
There you go. Next time I go, experience. if you don't like a firearm, take a chair to the range. You know what I'm saying? And get nice with it.
Word.
You know?
Toss the chair.
Absolutely.
What up, Gump City?
What's happening?
Yo, the thing is, like, I'm so proud of the young boy because he said, "No, what? First of all, he got rid of the misnomer that black people don't swim. He swam 30 yards in clothes, 16 with boots, pulled himself up on the dock, and then slammed the dude.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I think he would probably take out 2 or 3 of them by himself. I think
he's already a little tired from the swim, but he still had enough energy to whip ass.
First of all, the dude looked like he probably had him by 40, 50 pounds, and he lifted him up like it was Don't worry, I've been doing my exercise too. I'm just practicing. So when we take Let's Chop It Up on the road, depending on where we go, we might need an extra hat because we all need to bring a hat with us, just throw it up in the air so we know we got that signal for each other. So I think our producer Jamie should invest in some Let's Chop It Up hats.
Yo,
I need
and
to,
I'm still
I need the hat toss T-shirt I saw, bro. I saw somebody had the hat toss.
facts.
I gotta find that, man. I'm serious, man. I'm serious.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Dope.
was
So we
something.
were all impressed by that, man. I just love that the sisters came out, and then people talking about, oh, why you hit the white woman, man? Listen, I tell people like this.
I didn't see that. I don't think it happened.
No.
I didn't see anything.
So I tell people like this: when there's a fight and you jump in,
man.
women or men, you got prepared for the action that will come
Listen.
to you. Because I tell somebody like this: what if she had a knife?
Wait a
You know
minute.
what I'm saying? What if she had a razor? Like she gonna come in there and throw hands. She gets hit too. Until the
First-
women come. Like I don't care. I don't give a who was there.
Are people claiming that chairs have gender restrictions now? Because I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I mean, somebody smarter than me can come and explain that, but I don't think chairs should have gender restrictions. Are you saying that only men can sit in chairs and women can't? I don't get that. Kelvin, can you explain that to me? Are only men allowed to sit in chairs?
No, I don't think so. I tell you one thing though, I got a different
That's
respect
what I
for chairs though.
Yeah. Thank you. I just wanted some clarity. I don't think we should be trying to assign gender restrictions on chairs. I just thought they were for everybody. They were built for everyone, right? I think they were built for everyone. It was built to be used to support everyone, and I feel like that support was well deserved.
Well, traditionally it was for people to be seated, but as
Did
we
she
know
not take
now,
a seat?
now we know it's multifaceted. It's it's looking a little great with the chair situation.
Yeah, but I mean,
I feel like she took a seat. I feel
Did
like
y'all
she
hear the
took a
Marlon
seat.
Wayans thing though?
Well, now what do you say?
The Marlon
Oh
Wayans
my
thing.
God.
Oh my god, yeah, you heard about it, man. Yeah, no, it's just like he kind of he made the point that he wasn't. Let's say he wasn't in favor of it. You know what I mean? So he's catching a little heat right now. He's trying
Yeah,
to
I heard about that. I heard about that. I
Yeah,
He
mean, and
said
to be
something
honest with
about
you,
like this is not love. You know what I mean? Let's lead with love and all this stuff.
Man, listen. Let me
I
tell you
got. I
something.
get all that.
I get all that bull. I get all
Can
that
I ask you a
bull.
question?
But was it no
If-
love? Love wasn't given in the beginning. So
Right.
I'm gonna meet you with the same energy you gave me. Now, I'm not nonviolent. Like I ain't going around smacking people, but I do. I got to protect myself with a gun. I ain't gonna front.
right? That was a response. That was a response to an
You get
attack.
smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. You respond to that whole turn the other
Yeah.
cheek. Malcolm told us about that shit. And Malcolm made a speech like, "Well, the day the black man start defending himself, the day the black man wake up and he'll take care of shit and he'll start running shit again." I'm all for that smoke. I want that prediction to come true, and I think this is a time and age where it's coming true. Nobody's going for that shit, and I don't
Yeah,
care. Like Marlon, he could go home, sit down, and go with the white women where you want to go with. You know what I'm saying? So that's some bullshit. I'm not with that bullshit, man.
I was reading that quote, to turn the other cheek thing, and I was like, I wonder if it was misunderstood. So what I learned with my very, very, very limited understanding of boxing is when you hook, you're supposed to turn your hips, and I was thinking that's what they meant by cheek. If you turn your cheek, when you lean into the hook, you get a little bit more power. With Derek, you watch boxing. Is that factual? Like I
This
think
is
that's
true,
actually we need to
you know.
rebrand it. Can we just
Yeah.
rebrand it now? Turn the other cheek is actually talking about when you drop your shoulder to throw the right kind of, you gotta lean into it, and your cheek kind of turns. So we turning cheeks all day.
Yeah, there you
Knocking
go. There
people
you
out.
go. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
what I
No,
believe.
listen, man, I get it, man, and I don't want to dwell too long. Obviously, I hope we don't dwell too long on it, but this is an appropriate response. This is from us as well as viewers. You know what I'm saying, and observers, man. This is to be expected. So yeah, I mean, every now and then you got to let them know that what those hands do, and that's it.
But this was more. This was about more than just that day. That's the thing.
Yeah, it was. And you got to be aware of the town as well and the history of the area too. You know what I mean? And there was a time when that sort of thing would have ended very, very differently. You know what I mean? It could have ended very, very differently. That man could have lost his life. So when you start dealing with Alabama and all of that, you see that happening. Yeah, homeboy couldn't. It's a very good chance, at least historically, that he didn't even make it home.
Yeah, hey,
so
Simone.
that's what it is.
But
Hey, Simone, what's happening?
Well, speaking of more different kind of situation, we had some past violence was on there before. Tory Lanez sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Jamie, can you please play the clip?
We have breaking news updating one of our top stories. Rapper Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting and wounding Megan Thee Stallion. Prosecutors had asked for 13. Defense had asked for probation and treatment for alcohol abuse. But again, Tory Lanez sentenced to 10 years. We'll have more at 4.
Yeah, I don't even know who the hell.
So my camera's bugging out, but now I have no argument with him being sentenced. But was he actually on trial for shooting her? Wasn't he being charged with like carrying a weapon? With you know what I mean? Like his charges wasn't necessarily. And I'm just for clarity because I wanted to know what the actual charges were that he was on trial for. There were 3 things, but I don't think any of the charges was actually about shooting Megan Thee Stallion. He's going to jail. I'm not debating that. Ruling is the ruling. He did the dumbest thing you could do in any position, like one of the dumbest things you can do in the world when you are successful, making money, living a life that you probably never had the opportunity to. He ruined his own life with his behavior. But I don't remember if that was one of the 3 things he was being charged with. And if not, then wouldn't that be a false news story?
I mean, the news probably reported wrong, but the charges are the charges. Yeah. I mean, that's only one
right.
news outlet out of so many that they report on it. So I'm not, news stories do that all the time. They could do a rebuttal later on and say, "Hey, we reported wrong," and on their web page or whatever, something like that. Yeah, Damien, your camera is fuzzy.
Yeah, are they just messing with me, Kelvin? One of y'all's all right. So I
got a spectrum outing in my area, so that's why I'm sorry. I just keep going on and off, but I'm trying to get it resolved. But they alerted me that I got a spectrum area problem. So there's something that they're working on.
They knew we was going to talk about this, and they was like, you know what, we got to figure out a way to make
it.
This
may be because I don't like this being my day back, and I'm sitting here getting shut down. But I know what they're trying to do. But I'm gonna get that chair going down there, Spectrum tomorrow.
Yeah, but
somebody's gonna have to have a seat.
Yeah, but real quick, Tory Lanez. I mean, I feel bad. Feel bad for both people in the whole situation. I kind of feel bad for Tory Lanez a little bit, but I feel bad for his hairline more so than anything. And I died. But so
let me get it straight. He shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot years ago, and he got convicted of 10 years. So this is an entertainer that's going to go to jail for 10 years.
Well, he's going to have time served because he's already been there. Has he been in there a year yet? I don't know how long he's been in there. He's been there for a minute. So he got to have time served plus good time. He'll be home about 8 years, 7.5, 8 years. And he got some appeals. So he might come on if he wins his appeal. He'll probably be home in 3 to 4, maybe. I don't know how to text. But then at the end of the day, at any time, he's probably going to get deported because he's not a citizen.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, wow. So he's not a citizen. So
where is he a citizen of? Where is he from?
Canada, I believe.
Oh man, that ain't nothing.
Yeah, but shit, it's like your money can't make no money in 50 states.
Yeah, I guess he
can still make some money, do some tours in other places. Money. Yeah, like a lot of reggae artists are doing it. People like that, they got deported for other shit like that. So
and wasn't there more to it? Didn't he date her or something? This was like a thing.
Some with the friend. It's a whole bunch. Let's not go down that rabbit hole with that shit again.
I got you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's unnecessary. It's a lot of nonsense.
This passport should still be good though.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to Canada. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, love was it? Yeah,
live life by doing.
Yep. She said,
live life. Yes.
Hope prison does make him mature. He's young. Hope it keeps him, settles him, and he can come out as a better person. In a situation, But
I don't understand why his father blamed Jay-Z for it.
That's another subject, man. Let's not go into
that, man.
Let's go down the rubber hole.
I don't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah, but I don't want to hold up because we passed a little bit of time. We have a special guest tonight. We have a bad sister coming in tonight. Her name is Kassandra Pierre, man. She's advocating hard for people of color in the tech world. They know people don't understand, like people that look like us. Again, the short end of the stick in the tech world, and then especially as a black woman. And helping out black women and other women of color be more known in tech and have a big imprint and a say in tech. Without further ado, I want to bring our dear sister Kassandra Pierre into the set.
Hi,
hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Kassandra coming up with that skin, boy. Look at that melanin glowing, boy. Look at that melanin, boy. That shit coming out there bright, hitting us good tonight. So Kassandra, how you doing? And I know, like, it's something like women in tech is a big issue because it's one thing that I kind of got into learning about during the pandemic. And one of the shows I did watch was called Code Bias. on Netflix. I don't know if you saw it, sister, about that kind of stuff. And what I noticed when I started watching and learning about how we are not seen in these spaces and how things discriminate against us, like with facial recognition technology. If any of us have ever been to those automatic hand wash and dry spots, and it doesn't recognize your skin, like you going like this 1,000 times, but you look at the white people next to you, keep going. I'm like, yo, I can't get soap off my hand or get soap on my hand because we're not in those rooms creating like, hey, technology, we're AI, whatever. We're here. We got melanin. We look like this. So you can speak on that. And how has that received? Have you seen that in your circles yourself? And can you speak to that?
Yeah, I have a cheat sheet here for myself, and the first thing I wrote down was lack of representation, and exactly what you just spoke to. Putting your hands under the sink for soap or water, and it's not coming out. When people like us aren't in the room to help design, right, this technology, then the solutions don't include us, and that is a very specific illustration of how us not being in the room where decisions are made impact us in the long run. As a woman in tech, this has been a long journey for me. I would say about 5 years in now, lack of representation has always been an issue. And in fact, it made me very hesitant to try to pursue this career path because I kind of felt like I was doing it on my own. It wasn't until, I was able to come into community. I actually started volunteering and studying with some folks from Blacks in Cyber. I actually have the shirt on now. I don't know if you could see it, but they were the first community to really, pull me in, encourage me, welcome me, provide me with resources, invite me to conferences, that kind of thing. And it just created an environment where, I could try and fail and mess up and ask questions and learn. And, when you're able to really come outside of your comfort zone and try something new, right, to improve yourself and improve your family and your community, it really can be life-changing. And that's essentially what has happened to me the last 5 years.
So somebody else, I thought it was me. Okay. So one of the things, like I know, like in New York City, especially like in Damien, I don't know if you was there when they was trying to get STEM big time in after school. Like one of the things I just recently teamed up with was with AT&T trying to teach kids with drone cadets, trying to teach kids how to build drones. My thing is, they say that young ladies, they say technically don't fall off from math and then around middle school time, like saying that's one reason why they don't see women in tech. Do you think that is still true? Why you don't see women in tech, or just they that trying to go and grab these women and grab their interest and these young women into tech?
I think there's a variety of reasons. I actually lived in New York for a very long time, and I worked in the Board of Ed. I was actually at the Franklin K. Lane campus for about 3 years.
I know Franklin. Yeah, we had a YBC program in it for years over there.
So I was able to work with some youth, and I think the issue with especially young girls getting exposure to technical education and STEM. It's twofold. I think, again, that lack of representation, right? When you don't see people that look like you in spaces where you want to go, it makes you less interested overall, right? And I think also, some of the messaging that we receive as women is that this isn't an environment or a field for us. And, just looking at my old career path, the spaces aren't that welcoming, right? When you finally get your foot in there and you're working, sometimes you have to deal with a lot of things. So I think, when young girls don't have that role model to look up to, that's, pulling them along and really encouraging, guiding, mentoring, coaching, it makes them less interested in it overall. Luckily, that's changing, right? With organizations like Black Girls and Black Girls Hack and Black Girls in Cyber, Black Girls Code, all of those organizations, we're starting to see more women come into the forefront and really take up mentoring and putting themselves in positions to get in front of young girls and to encourage them to look into STEM careers as a professional career.
Kassandra, first of all, thank you again for joining us. It seems like in some cases, some of the parents have children at schools that really are behind. And so parents that are in that position, what should they do to try to, how should they go about trying to find programs that are extracurricular, maybe that their children, that may be affordable also for parents to try to find for their children to get kind of a leg up in this field?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the things I used to encourage the parents that I worked with, I was a parent coordinator for a short time. I definitely encourage them to get online. There are a lot of free resources that you can access. A lot of this education for STEM, you don't have to pay for it. It's online. If you as a parent don't feel like you have the acumen to be able to, tutor your child, a lot of this can be quite complicated. There are community organizations that will provide, the education to your child. The library is another resource to use, right? I know the libraries in New York City have a lot of really good funding, books, online resources, that kind of thing. Reach out to your local librarian. They can help hook you up with those resources. Definitely get online. And, tap in to your child's teacher, right? Ask them what your child is learning in school, ways for you to, support or, expand the curriculum that they're learning in school. There's a lot of ways for you to insert, tech concepts, like you said, robotics, Legos is a good way to get especially if you have young kids, get them into Legos and robotics and drones, and all of those things are really good entry ways to kind of start that creativity, that ideation in your child. And those types of, pathways can lead them into a good career as well. So start with the teacher, get online, do some research, and you can find free or low cost resources.
Hey, Kassandra. Hey,
sorry, go ahead, Derek.
Oh, all right, sorry. Listen, Kassandra, I kind of noticed. I'm looking at your information, your bio. We're similar in some ways. I've moved. I guess formerly a job sort of in tech before, and now I've kind of moved more towards human services, and you seem to have moved the opposite direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just sort of interested in what was the impetus for that? What caused you to decide to move? Why tech, and what kind of brought you to that? Did you have a plan? Did you have any concerns? What was
That's
going
a
on?
great question. I had a very non-traditional career path. Like I mentioned, I was in education for a little while. When I left university, I started out as a bio major, went to college and was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Switched to psychology, and that's kind of where the love for mental health started. A long story short, due to some family situations, had, front row seat to mental health and working with it and kind of doing some crisis intervention around some family stuff. So that started started to work in it as well. And I burned out. I really needed a change. I was in the schools in New York and, working with the kids and really doubling down and getting involved with them. And after a while, I just needed a change. So I actually relocated to Tampa, came down here, started on an admin pathway in healthcare, transitioned to finance, was doing admin, and then was like, okay, well, then what's next for my career? What am I going to do? COVID hit. So I was stuck in the house. We were all stuck in the house. And I just started, attending, free cyber conferences that they had for women and connecting with folks on LinkedIn, talking to them, asking them about, how they got into tech, found a mentor. And one thing after another, that's how I kind of ended up here. I always had some technical acumen. I was the one that my dad would ask to like troubleshoot the computer when it wouldn't work, that kind of thing. And, and I always had a love for it. I just never thought it would be a career path for me until I started seeing other women that looked like me, had similar backgrounds, doing it without a degree or, with a bachelor's and, education, and making that pivot to like engineering or something. And that's when I kind of took the leap and came into community, met some really cool people, and decided that I wanted to double down on that. So it has not been easy, but I think, if you have it in your mind that you want to accomplish something and you find people around you who see in you the potential to do bigger and better things, it makes those big leaps easier. And with their support, I've been able to push through and actually, have a legitimate career in a technical field.
Well, Damien, you had a question. I'm sorry. Make sure you get
Yeah. I want to say thank you for coming on, Kassandra.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for your work. I appreciate you for your advocacy. You are doing work to help many people and change lives. Just the inspiration alone can change the course of somebody's life. So want to acknowledge you on that.
Thank you.
Silly comment.
Absolutely.
I was like, Lego is one of my favorite toys, but if a kid stepped on a Lego at an early age, they might move away from science. They might be like, this ain't for me. This pain is too much. I can't do it. But then I was thinking, one time I saw, it was either social media, something like that, somebody sent to me, where there was a parent, Black parent, who had a children's party, and she actually hired a scientist instead of a clown, a DJ, you know what I mean? And they came and did science experiments with the kids, and all of the young children, not just women, but just, it was a bunch of them. They were like, oh, I want to be a science. And it was, and to me, I know there's a lot of great organizations out there, but I don't know if there's any organizations that's trying to capture the kids' imaginations when they're 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. A lot of times they get into elementary school, they got to be in 3rd, 4th, 5th, or middle school or higher. And I'm like, is there a major effort to really capture that that imagination, that ideation, like you were talking about, and really say, this is some things you can do right now with science. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people see, when you're adult, you go to college, you get degrees, you can do this, you can do that. But it's like right now, you could take water, ice, and you know, a couple of things and do some amazing things that even at my age, I'm still like, that's kind of fly, you know?
Yeah.
So has there been any conversations or advocacy around, like, how can we bring science to younger people in ways that make it engaging and interesting for them?
That is an awesome question. What I'll say first and foremost is, if you are a parent, and I'm not, I just have 4 kids, big furry children. But if you are a parent, I think, you know, having worked in schools, I think I have some authority to say this. You're the first educator for your child, right? Don't leave it up to the teacher to be the beginning and the end of your child's education. Definitely take the time, if you can, at home, to really instill the importance of education in your children, so that they understand that that's something that can break generational curses, can change the trajectory of your family tree, and can make a big positive impact on your family. Just looking at my parents, I'm Caribbean, if you haven't picked up on the accent yet, but you know, my dad was a lineman at the phone company, right? Didn't finish high school. He got a GED, but he would come home and he would pull the books out. He wouldn't read, but he would have us read to him. And, you know, same thing with my mom. They always would say, you know, school first. Yeah, we could play and we could get all the stuff, but your grades had to be good. When it comes to little kids, I think it's the same thing. You know, I was one of those kids that had the microscope, you know, and I would put stuff on it and look under the microscope as a kid. I didn't know what I was looking at, but I remember that, right? Decades later, I still remember, you know, how cool it was to have that. And my parents bought it and they were like, here, you know, here's this thing. So there are little things that you can do to really stir up that curiosity in your child. Even with TV shows, have them tell you about their school day. Go to the library. Library does a lot of free, you know, activities. Home Depot, I saw the other day. Home Depot on Saturdays, they do activities with kids, teaching them, you know, about building and, you know, paint and, you know, how to work with your hands and gardening. So there's science and there's engineering and there's carpentry and all of those lessons built in. So, you know, be willing to explore the world with your child if they're young. If you are on your own educational journey and you may feel like, okay, some of this may be a little bit too complicated, learn alongside your child, be vulnerable, and let them know that, you know, this is something that you're stretching yourself with as well. But opportunities are out there to find information for your kids. Just
I agree. May I share a did you know? Or there's a rumor going around that there was like a Black man that invented the folding chair. Did you know that? We could get some children excited
you know.
about science with that brand new information. Imagine you could invent the chair that straightens somebody's attitude.
I saw that the last couple of days, and I thought, I actually shared it with my mom because I thought it was very insightful. Yes, you know, there are a lot of things that we have invented, and it's interesting how we find this out, right? I didn't know about the folding chair, but yeah, we're all over the place. We're all over the place.
Kassandra, there's I guess obviously it's not true. Some people are taught, or there's this notion perpetuated that the Asian community is inherently connected to tech more so than everybody else. I actually had a person, this was not a person of color, white person, asked me, do you think Asian people are smarter than everybody else? It's amazing how people just come up with these, you know, concepts in their mind. And I think there are people that just believe that, like sit next to this person in class and it's better or whatever like that. What is the thing that has had some people, I guess, intimidated by tech? It seems like there's a fear of tech or the competition in tech. That seems like, people are afraid to go into it because it seems so competitive, even maybe more so than medicine and other fields like that. Do you see that, or is that just something that is just urban legend?
I know, I think there's some validity to what you said. I think that, there are barriers to entry, right? We're all trying to get the few roles, right, that may be out there. And right now, I would say the tech field specifically, cyber, I would also say maybe software engineering, it's very, very inundated with candidates, right? Everybody's trying to get into cyber, they're trying to land that job, and that's awesome. So there's a lot of competition. As far as the hesitancy to get into tech, I think people, they think about what they see on TV, how tech roles are portrayed, right? And it may seem like, okay, this is going to be way too difficult. And I was guilty of that, right? I was like, yeah, this isn't something that I'm going to be able to do. I don't actually had somebody tell me that this is going to be too hard for you. So I was believing a lot of the stuff that people were pumping out that was not really the truth, right?
Okay.
To that, I say, do your research, get on LinkedIn, find people, ask them what they do for the day. What does being a cyber analyst mean? What does being an engineer mean? How did you get there? What classes did you take? What kind of education do you have? A lot of times, it's really not that difficult. You're gonna have to work hard. This isn't a slouch career. It's not a slouch profession. You can't roll out of bed and say you want to become an engineer. You're gonna have to take your weekends, right, and read and study and practice and do your home labs and all of that. You can't slouch your way into technology, but it's not for geniuses, right? If you really are dedicated and this is what you want to do, you put in the time, you put in the work, you can get there. Anybody can get there.
Yeah, and the thing is, with that, Kelvin, is like it's teaches a history of that marketing. That because if you look at our history, how we were engineers from the simple things to the water gun, simple things like we just said, the chair, the folding chair. Simple. We always have been in tech. It's just like it hasn't been told. Our story hasn't been told and marketed.
Exactly.
And, that's the thing. Like that, we always been like I tell people. We always two things are always going to be around. You have technologies and everything, and art is in everything. So I hate people that to tell the kids not to be in part of art. Everything we do, everything you see on the screen has some artist attached to it and some tech person to it. So
Right.
those are the things that hasn't been marketed, and technical stuff has been marketed as sexy, and being a nerd has been sexy. But now being as a nerd is the sexy thing now. Like we realize like the cool thug dude is the dumbest shit in the world now.
Yeah.
Like so it's about how we market and with the history we tell our story. We get out more. But I want to get to some of these comments. Jamie, can you bring us some comments for us, please, brother?
Yeah, let's get to them. Simone Lewis, what's up, Simone? Unfortunately, tech is considered a masculine field to get into. What do you think? Yeah. Live life by doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Kassandra? Is it a masculine field? What do you think?
It's definitely men heavy. Oftentimes, you log on to that call and you're the only one on the call, right? You're the only woman. I had a call today. I was the only woman and Black woman on the call. And I have to be able to hold my own against people who have decades of tech experience, right? So you have to show up and you have to be good at what you do, but you can't allow that to intimidate you into believing that you don't have the ability, right, to be just as good as everybody else. I just want to go back to what was said before about, the imagery that's portrayed about tech geniuses, if you will. One thing about the Black community is that we have the spirit of ingenuity, right? And like the folding chair and the ironing board and the stoplight and all of the other things that we've created, right? That comes from somewhere. And oftentimes it comes from hardship. That's how people design solutions, right? So, just looking at this past weekend, like we have the ability, right, to take from a pretty horrible situation. Look at all the memes and the TikTok videos and the creativity that has come out of that situation. It's the same thing with creating a solution or designing a new product or, anything. That same type of creativity is what we bring to the table when we launch into any career. Same thing with technology. So we have it in us. It's just a matter of people like, everybody on this call to kind of take a step out and bring somebody else along with you on the ride to wherever you're going in your career.
Yeah, there's this book, the children's book that I actually was recommending to parents. Any parents I was doing a consulting for, parent courses and things that I was a part of, or anything that when I was in the education field, and I still am in some ways. It's called "What If There Were No Black Folks." It's what is the title? A story about African American adventures and pioneers. It's like a coloring and activity book, but it's so simple. It's not very expensive, but you can get this in kids' hands and get them reading and thinking about some of the things that we, at least people my age, we might not have ever been exposed to. And I think it has exactly what everybody's talking about. The narratives spinning of these people are smart and these people are not. These people are this and this is cool and that's not cool. And it's like, honestly, I don't remember a time where I would say Black people have let others dictate who they are and what they are good at as much as it's been in the last like 20, 30, maybe 30 years or so, right? Like, so it's something that we definitely need to, I would say, reclaim is our understanding of ourselves and our individuality, our potential and our creativity.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think with social media, I think things are changing. I think it's starting to trend in a positive direction. Even in the last 5 years or so, I think there are a lot more women specifically out there really talking about their career path and their journey and wanting to mentor and to coach other people. So I think that's a positive, right? We definitely have a long way to go, but I definitely think we're making some positive strides.
I like the marketing of Afro Tech. But go read the comment.
Live life by doing. What's up? She said, I just watched the video about women of color and color in general, women in general, not being represented in tech and mass media. They asked companies why, and the bulk of them had the nerve to say, we can't find people. Yeah.
Go to Africa. There's a whole bunch of brothers and sisters over there. There's a whole bunch of us over there. Serious. Nigeria, all places like that. Kenya's a lot of us over there just doing the tech world. That's the BS in the world. Sorry, Kassandra, I curse a lot.
That's all right.
It keeps my teeth white. It keeps my teeth white.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at the big tech companies, the Googles and the Microsofts and all of that, there aren't gonna be many of us there because these are huge companies and a lot of them have a lot of offshore operations, in India and Singapore and Philippines and whatnot. But if you really want to make this your career, start in your community, right? Disconnect, I think, from the media, from LinkedIn, from what people are saying, and just start where you live. Find people in your local community who are currently doing the thing that you want to do. They are where you want to be, and connect with them. Find out what their story is. And, don't let the media, don't let what's being pumped out there dissuade you from doing something that you know that you're going to be successful at.
Yeah, I agree.
Gum City says, society stopped dreaming big for our children. That's why parents play an integral role in how big we make the world for our children. Targeting them early too, like junior high school and elementary.
That's where you have to start. This 2 weeks ago, my godsons they're about 11 now, and I sent them some books on like Legos and building helicopters that could, they could add the little drone thing too, so they can fly. I think it's just a matter of really opening the doors to curiosity and imagination for kids that are smart, and really, really pumping them up and letting them know that they could do anything that they put their minds to, regardless of if it's tech, if they want to be, I don't know, whatever it is they want to be. I think, a lot of our kids have it in their minds that they're not good enough. I've had kids tell me when I worked in education, I'll never be able to do that. Nobody in my family went to college. Nobody did this. Nobody did that. And they really believed that they weren't going to be anything. So it was my job at that time to really, pump them up and gas them up a little bit and be like, no, we don't speak like that. We don't talk like that, and then start having the conversations about what they are good at, what they do like to do. and using that as an opportunity to have a conversation about careers. So yeah, I think, you know, there are a lot of negative things that are out there in the media about Black people, Black women, what we can and what we can't do. I think it's up to us to really try to reframe that narrative and take some responsibility for the youth, right? I don't have kids, but I volunteer and I mentor. And if all of us do our part just a little bit, I think we can really push things in a positive direction.
The funny thing is they can do
called
anything, actually. I mean, look at, you give a teenager a phone or something, the stuff that they come up with that they can do online, video, they come up with things. They're very innovative. I think the biggest challenge sometimes is the inspiration, like Damien mentioned earlier. Once the inspiration is there, I mean, there's no stopping us. We are just naturally gifted and talented people. And so any field that we have an opportunity in or interest in, I think we can clearly just excel at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
we set the standard for design, for clothes, for fashion, for
Everything.
music, for hairstyles, name it, right? We're setting the trend. So let's take that same energy and, point it into other directions. We just have to set our minds to it and do it. It's just a matter of doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Comment. Another comment. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, live life by doing. She says absolutely, and get into those rooms where you don't feel represented. I'm often the only Hispanic and youngest mother at my daughter's school STEM meets. Oh, all right, she's in the STEM meets. Go ahead, live life by doing. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's this thing that I've read about when I was studying education, getting my master's, and they talked about transference, where parents oftentimes transfer not the positive, they transfer the negative assumptions about themselves onto their children. Like when a parent might say, well, I wasn't good at math, so you're not going to be good at math. And it's like, or I wasn't a writer, I didn't really enjoy to read, so my kid is not going to like read. It's like that is the furthest thing from the truth, because there is no scientific, there's no way to prove that to ever be factual in anything outside of if you make a child believe those things. So if you impart that belief onto them, what you're doing is you're really just placing a limitation on them that you should never do to any child. So I would never try to tell parents what they should be saying or doing to their children, but I would just say try to be aware of those things. You don't want to pass down negative assumptions about yourself, or maybe they are traits, maybe they are flaws that you believe you have, but passing them down onto your children, or believing your children won't be able to do something because you were never able to do it, or you chose not to do it, or you weren't inspired to do it. I think it's something we have to be aware of and try to avoid at all times.
That's a really good point. I think on top of that too, also doing what you can to, I don't want to say shield your kids sometimes from things that may be too much for them. I know a lot of kids are growing up in situations or environments where their parents are stretched thin, especially now with the economy and job loss and all of these things, and kids are seeing a lot, right? And sometimes their ability to focus is not where it should be because of all of these things happening in their environment. So, if you're a parent and you know that your child has the ability to do great things, definitely try to redirect them so that they're doing the things that kids should be doing and not worrying about the rent and the lights and all of that. Granted, we all have that impacting us, but do what you can to really make sure that they have a space, right, where they can buckle down and do their reading and do their homework in a place where they're not stressed out by adult things. Looking back, I think my parents really did a good job of not letting me know about all of the things that were stressing them out, right? And I was able to focus on school. But, life right now is difficult for a lot of people, and that may not be, easy, but do what you can to give your child the space to be a child, to grow and explore and do the things that, interest them. And not to say it's going to be perfect, but, if you put the framework in place for them to be successful and you encourage them and build them up, anything is possible.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, that's my lady, Norette. She says several local universities offer STEP programs for free. Parents can also check children's museums for programs. Yes, they can. We are very, very active in that space, looking around for stuff like that for our kids. Yeah. Live Life by Doing says, I think it also seems oversaturated. Like, where would someone begin?
Awesome question.
Great question. Great question.
Yeah.
Awesome question.
Let her answer that question, then we'll go back to Sean. Let her answer that question.
Yeah.
All right. So, if you right now are sitting and you're listening to this conversation, and you're like, all right, this tech thing, what is she talking about? This may be for me. I don't know where to begin. Get on the internet. Okay. Go to the library if you don't have it at home and just do some searches. Is there something right now that you're using that's a piece of technology that really interests you? If it's your cell phone, get online and start Googling, functionality of a cell phone and reading up on that, right? Find what you're interested in and then research and do that. The easiest way I found to push through subjects that were difficult for me, like my networking and my entry level cyber, is to find a component in my existence right now in my life that I like and try to figure out the technical, behind the scenes, if you will, of that specific thing. Just do your research. And then after that, I would say, look for somebody in your immediate circle, right? That may be in a profession that's, tech aligned. If there isn't anyone in your circle, get online again, get on LinkedIn. There are people making TikTok videos about tech careers, people on Instagram. Send them that DM and just say, hey, I'm interested in learning more about what you do or how you got where you are. Can we connect? I probably made 100, 200 of those cold emails, and I've never had somebody say, no, I don't have time to talk to you, or, what are you talking about? Every single time I've reached out and said, hey, can you, point me in the right direction, or I want to find out more information about this. Can you help me? People have been very receptive. And that's one thing I could say about being in a technical career. People who are currently doing the work always want to share and talk about what they do, and don't really hesitate about, giving you that time to ask questions. So don't feel scared or hesitant to reach out and ask people what they do. 9 times out of 10, they're going to answer you. They're going to, give you the resources that you need. And hey, you may even end up with a mentor or a coach who's willing to, guide you as you take your next steps to, figuring out what certification or pathway you want to embark on.
Dope.
Great point.
So, Kassandra, anything you want to plug before you go? I know we went over our time. We'll hold you up. You get your beauty sleep and everything. We're gonna mess you up.
Yeah, it's past my bedtime.
I forgot Sean. I forgot Sean. Go ahead, Sean. My man.
Sean says,
I had like 4 more questions. I'm trying to be quiet.
Sean checking in says, in tech, one of the biggest myths is that Black-owned businesses can't be successful. We need the youth to start creating more companies, especially in the AI and robotics, as mentioned. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great point. My parents were entrepreneurs as well. Growing up, my parents have businesses. And again, my dad didn't graduate from high school, right? So they had the opportunity to just jump on something and to do it. And I think that's partly where my my drive, I guess, comes from, is being able to see them be successful. So I think entrepreneurship and technology definitely comes hand in hand. And if we give kids that pathway to learn new things, AI, the robotics, that kind of thing, we're going to not only provide the framework and the foundation for them to have a successful career, but also to build some generational wealth, right? When I wanted to really put what I was learning into practice, I started a small company to provide consulting. And that way I was able to put some of the skills into, real life practice and give people the opportunity to scale up their businesses. So that's also, entrepreneurship is also another great pathway for people to learn and to become, in control of their cash flow and their learning, and, something for their kids to have after they pass on.
So Kassandra, plug whatever you got going on, sister. I want to go to the future with you and the STEM stuff and all this technology and everything like that. And please, Kassandra, build something for people, show Black people in outer space. I just want to say Black people in outer space. Like in the sci-fi, I'm like, come on, man, we got to be in outer space.
Didn't they do Malcolm and Eddie in outer space? I thought we was in outer space already. No,
Two quick things I want to plug. I was recently appointed to the Google Women's Tech Makers program, and that is a program that is specifically geared towards providing education and information, and reaching a hand out to people, to women who are interested in pursuing technology as a career. So if you're listening to this and you're interested, definitely get in contact with me. I think they're going to put my website on the banner there. Reach out to me, connect with me on LinkedIn, and we can have a conversation about what you want to do, and I'll do my best to pull you into my network and to introduce you to people who can help you. So that's number one, Google Women Tech Makers program. The second thing is mental health. I'm a huge proponent of mental health, of therapy, especially in the Black community. This isn't something that we like to do. But if you follow my website, I'll give you some information about the work that I do in the mental health arena. If you have insurance, if you have an EAP plan, find a therapist and go. It's not to fix a problem, it's to support you and to put you in a place where, you can bring everything to the table and be 100% in whatever environment you're in, and offer that to your kids as well. It's very important for us to take care of ourselves and to protect ourselves from burnout and from all of the craziness that's going on in the world right now. So do what you can to maintain your mental health, practice self-care, get your sleep, like you mentioned, work out, get your exercise, drink your water, take your meds, all of those things. And for more information on mental health, go to the resources section on my website. There are tons of links there. Black women in therapy. So we're not just in tech, we're also holding space for counseling and for families and for children and all of that. So definitely connect with me on my website. I love to help people, find out what their career path is and the next steps for them or for people in their family. And I'll definitely make some time to help you along.
Truly, thank you. Amazing. This is a great conversation. Like people were saying, that a few people in the chat were saying this is a great conversation.
Thank you.
So appreciate having people like you to give us voice, to give us show images and show like we are smart, beautiful, fly, sexy, hip in this sex.
Absolutely.
And all the kids that's watching, being a nerd is the coolest shit out there in the world. And it pays very well.
It does. It does. 10 years after high school, you won't mind being called a nerd at all.
You can buy all the latest Jordans.
Exactly.
You can go all the Dubai trips. You can do all of that being a nerd. It is so good to have being a nerd later on. It's a slow crawl, but when it hit hard. So
it definitely does.
It's a good life. So Kassandra, we won't hold you up. I know we passed our time by quite a few minutes now. We love you, sister. We truly appreciate you. Stay positive and keep representing us.
Thank you. I really appreciate you all. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great evening.
You have a good night.
Great. Fantastic.
That was great. Great conversation. Great conversation, man. People follow that page for Kassandra and Jamie. Take us to commercial, bro. Jam. Oh, jam.
Hi. If you're like me and most Americans, managing busy schedules, working countless hours, can't find enough time in the day to spend with family, and sometimes forced to neglect cleaning your own home, then Higher Quality Cleaning Service is for you. We're the smart choice in cleaning. In addition to providing competitive and affordable rates, we offer customized cleanings tailored to your specific needs. We take great pride in exceptional customer service. We have a standard of excellence that is unsurpassed by any of our competitors. All of our cleaners are licensed, insured, and bonded. We use the most up-to-date equipment that the industry has to offer. We offer residential and commercial cleaning service. Your satisfaction is our top priority. Higher quality is not only our name, it's our standard. Book your appointment today at www.higherqualitycleaning.com. Our IG, Higher Quality Cleaning _. Our phone number is 718-527-0370. And you can find us on Facebook at Higher Quality Cleaning.
Yo, 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 what's up, what's up, what's up? If you like what you're seeing from the four brothers here, give us a thumbs up. Like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay notified when we go live and post new content. Thank you for the support. Oh, where's my screen? I'm sorry about that. My screen bugged out for a second on my end. Yeah, man. So, Kelvin, man, Jamie told me you got a story to tell. What's the story, brother?
Yeah, well, you know what? Stuff always happens to me, right? So I went to the wedding of the year earlier this year in Mexico, and I had a great massage by one of the Latinas over there in Mexico, and it was great. Then I came back to the States and had a woman that was the masseuse, and she was elderly. So I've been searching, trying to find that great massage feeling again. So I said, when I go to Italy, I'm going to go and see how the Italian women do the massages. So I go find a place. And I was just curious just to see from a cultural standpoint, how do they get busy? So I go and I find a place not too far from my hotel. I walk there. And as you know, of course, trying to Google map it and everything like that, I got lost. And I obviously don't speak Italian, and I'm walking around trying to find a place. Finally, somebody hooks me up. They tell me where to go. I go in the place. The masseuse is Asian. Okay, so I'm like, all right, so I'm in Italy with an Asian masseuse, so this is gonna be interesting. So then first thing I said, let me just run to the restroom first before I go. I go in the restroom and get locked in the restroom and can't get out. So now I'm sitting there, I'm supposed to start my massage. I'm locked in the restroom and I can't get out of the restroom, right? So I'm knocking on the door. The lady's trying to come get me out, so it's already drama, right? So I was like, all right, the concept of the having a massage is to get you relaxed. Now, anybody that's had a massage before, especially with men, I guess when you're a guy, there's a certain level of comfort that you gotta have, right? So I go, and the lady comes in, she takes me in, she's like, look, I'm gonna go out, get undressed, and then put this on. So she hands me something that looks like a thong. Okay, so I'm like, yo, I've never seen that like before. She was like, it's got one piece of material and it is in the front. So she's like, put this on in the front, so it covers your groin. But in the back, you literally got a string going down the middle and the two joints on the side, like for each cheek. And I'm sitting there looking at it. First of all, I don't even know how to put this crap on, right? I'm like, I don't see it.
It's like a jock strap. It's like a jock strap.
It's like a jock strap, right? But remember, the jock strap had the joint around the waist.
Oh yeah, it's true.
This joint had a string going down and the two loops on the side for each cheek. I'm like, I'm not comfortable with this, right? So, all right, I put it on and I'm bugging. I'm like, yo, this can never be seen again anywhere, right? I'm like, I don't even want nobody to know I put this crap on, right? So I put it on, and the lady had told me before, she said, make sure you put it on, lay on your stomach, and then y'all all had a massage before where they tell you to put the towel like maybe about 3 or 4 inches off your waist. You know what I'm saying? So like the top of your butt.
I go to the happy ending spot. I'm nude.
yo,
I'm trying not to say nothing, and I'm just listening. Like, yo, this is crazy.
Yo,
I'm saying I get down.
Because I'm like, this thing she got me wearing, I don't even want her to see it, right? So I do it. I put it on, and I'm carefully where I put my towel X on. I'm making sure I keep myself covered. I don't want no foolishness in here, right? I get myself covered. I don't know for what reason. The woman comes in and takes the towel off of me like she folding it and stuff. Now I'm sitting there with a thong behind.
Looking like Prince. Brutus beefcake to somebody like that. Some shit.
I'm sitting there thinking, like, if you was gonna come and take the towel off of me, what was the purpose of you getting out the room and giving me like my space? I don't understand that. The woman took the thing off. At that point, I just gave up. I just forget it. My behind just gonna be sitting here in the air with a thong. I mean, that's just what it was.
Hilarious.
I mean, it was just, I just like when she took the towel off and just started folding it up. I was like, all right, well, I guess we in it now. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I was like, let me come back and tell this story to Let's Chop It Up myself so it don't get out and it come through the media. I wanted, so it was nothing crazy. That was it, man. It just bugged me out though. I've never been in a position since I've been, I guess, changed as a baby that somebody just gonna sit there and just take something off in my behind just out like that. So that's what it was. But it was cool.
Did she powder you like a baby? Did she give you the
I'll tell you one thing though. She got busy though, because when I'm gonna tell you, when you know the masseuse is doing her thing, earning her money, when she leave her feet and get on the table, she get on the table.
See, earning her money with me is a little different. Earning money with me, I'm smoking a cigarette afterwards.
Yo, I heard that actually happens. Like I used to think that was just.
I'm living proof of it happening.
Yo, D,
I got a spot near my job right now.
Yo, you know what's the funniest thing about this? And the audience don't know this. When D tell these stories, his wife be in the room. That's the funny part. Like you be thinking she on vacation. She be like 2 feet, bro.
This is my life. This is my life. This is a long time ago.
Long time. But no, it was good. I just, I thought I'd have an Italian woman.
What Nikki M said?
She said it's the same thing when we go to the GYN. Why the doctors leave the room to give you privacy to undress and put a gown on when they're only going to go up all up in you?
Right.
That's the truth. I never thought about that. That's true.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Life want to know, did you massage?
Oh my God.
That was the question.
Shit. Living life.
You just opened up. The comments about to go crazy. Look, they in there now. I don't know why you told this story.
Right. See,
I got like 13, 15 questions.
Kelvin, she ordered your booty cheeks.
Did she hit it?
Look what Tim said.
Okay. I got a question. Did you moan at any point? Did you moan? Did you make any weird noises? Did you make a Prince noise?
Nah, yo, Davey, I'm very conscious of that. I ain't no punk. I make the match like you're watching there. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have to get a folding chair? Tell her, calm down, woman.
You won't be on some old woo.
Do a Ric Flair meme.
See, Kelvin. See, the thing is, they was testing you out. That might have been a happy ending spot because the code word is, "Have you ever been here before?" And then
you know, funny.
If you say you have been there before, I'm giving people game for the brothers don't know for those spots. If they ask you, "Have you ever been here before?" Say, "Yeah," and then you get everything. I'm just trying to say,
and I keep coming back.
I'm a repeat customer.
A long time ago, when I used to be in the streets, long time ago, I used to do that.
It was fun. But I always wonder that, especially when you go to other countries. But nobody can get my girl Francesca over there in Mexico, though. I can't.
We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back, man.
Definitely.
Yo, y'all been traveling the world. I need an invite. When I'm going, when I'm invited. I can't make it, but I still need to be invited.
You live in Atlanta. You got all the airlines down there, man. Y'all get them cheaper down there in Atlanta, man. Atlanta plane tickets have been up higher than other places. I noticed that when people are trying to travel.
Atlanta's high.
Man. Atlanta got high.
And I just realized that Atlanta is the busiest airport in the United States.
Everybody. I noticed everybody that books tickets out the South, like my man in Texas and Atlanta and Georgia, the tickets for like short places to go to Mexico, they mad high. I'm like, why are the tickets so high? Y'all right there already. New York, you get there for $250.
The airline is crazy because the airline, because they don't have any competition, it's just like they regulate. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no verifying why they just do.
That's Live Life with Jessica. That's her name.
But no, he said Francesca, right?
Oh, Francesca.
Look, she hearing things.
I thought it was Francesca. I was calling her Francesca.
Yo,
did she give you a safe word? Pineapple.
Hey, listen. For people don't know them upside down pineapples in the.
But you know what's funny is I'm like at least you know, usually they used to talk you through it, like, okay, I'm gonna move this, I'm gonna do that. My girl took the thing. That was just it. That was it.
She was like, I got a black man in here. I gotta make this.
Yo, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, yo, why did she leave the towel in here to take it off?
Calvin, it's okay to accept being a sex symbol. You can just admit it to yourself and just tell people.
I thought about that.
Look, the woman saw you. She was like, "Oh yeah, I got to give him the thong. He's not gonna get the regular robe."
No, Rome international player.
No,
exactly.
No, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Long time ago.
I'm worried.
Long time ago. No, what y'all saying?
Scroll warning.
No, what y'all saying is true because that lady over there, she probably see the old fat white man. When I used to go to the happy ending spots, right? The Asian chicks always was amazed and they love black men. They's like, I never been with a black guy. They love our chest hairs because they BDBs and shit. I got BDBs. They mess with the taco meat. I'm serious. The way they touching you different. The massage only supposed to be 60 minutes. You might get an hour. You might get an hour and 15 because they're so amazed with us. I'm serious. And they go check out the.
Yo, you're right because I did that 75-minute joint.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I did.
I feel like it's about to get too.
No, I'm keeping it a buck with y'all, yo. For men, I don't know how it is with women, but for men, it goes a little longer when they never been with a black dude. I swear to God, every time I went, I always get extra time. Yeah, man. But damn, pull back EOT's comment, bro.
You said don't wear anything with pineapples on a cruise.
She's right. EOTs, you know what the pineapple upside down pineapples being in the shop.
I'm mad that everything they suggest D already knows about. That's what gets me.
I lived a little bit.
Right.
I was out here in these streets long time ago. Like I said,
he got a secret identity we don't know about. He really Batman.
I found black.
When the dude threw the hat down, he was signaling Damon. He was like, "Yo, Damon in the area. I know he coming." He was like,
and he looked up at it.
He looked up. He was like, "Yeah."
Oh, Live Life said?
Yeah, Live Life by Doors. He says, I've never had the pleasure of stumbling upon a happy ending spot for women.
Oh, Live Life. Let me give you my number. I can tell you.
Oh my God. I haven't seen a spot for dudes.
Nah.
I had a friend. We used to, in college.
Right,
in college, we used to go to Atlantic City a lot. I made enough money to pay for a semester of school. We was out there trying to get money.
I love you, baby.
But my friends, they used to go like every weekend. Maybe once or twice a month. And my boy told me he found one of them spots. And I was like, word, where? You know, it was college age. We just curious. We want to see because we heard about it. We was, yo, where? He was like, yo, I had to go off the beaten path down this area. I thought somebody was gonna shoot somebody over there. I was like, oh, so do you have the legitimate happy ending spot? Not the spot where you go into and you gotta walk through rooms, push the beads out of the way. You gotta buy a nickel bag.
No. I'm a certain man with a certain kind of standard. I'm a bougie even with my freaky shit, right? So my spot, you can play with credit card, everything. You don't need no cash. It's literally, Damien, you know where our main office is at in Manhattan? It's literally 2 blocks away near Madison Square Garden. I just want to say, and the shit is beautiful.
Believe you. Get caught like that.
I mean,
boy from the Patriots, the owner of the Patriots got caught like that.
Yeah, but see how he was in a little mall, little mini mall spot, like Damien's a little mall spot. No, my shit looked like a fucking real built.
So nobody gonna put a disclaimer like the views expressed by Damon do not reflect. Let's chop it up. Like nobody's gonna do that at all.
There's only one person that could do it. We can't do this.
She said, I wouldn't touch those sticky bees. He said, I wouldn't touch those sticky bees.
Oh my Lord, she wilding. But yeah, no. So yeah, when I heard about it, I was almost like, yo, I'm going back with y'all next week. But then I was like, nah, I'm trying to pass, trying to graduate.
Nah, man.
But,
no, Damien, don't try to clean it up. I'm going back with y'all.
I really was at that time.
And how did you
3
make
months
more
before
money?
that?
How did you make enough money to pay for a whole semester? What was you doing? You said, Damien?
I wasn't shake dancing, but I was we was playing. I might have tried it if somebody would have, if it was like the right place, women, I would have been like, look, it's what we doing right now. I'm about to learn this new electric slide real quick. I'd invented the cha-cha slide. I've been sliding my ass up and down for them dollars. But
I'm gonna tell women right now, if you want to get the massage spots, a guy, I know his brother from the shop, and he's all over the Twitter. His name is, if you go on, let me find his page for y'all. We'll not get it in a second.
We are gonna get kicked off of the internet.
I'm gonna tell you right now, his brother name is Emmanuel. If you go to Twitter, whatever it's called, X or whatever it is now, you text it, and I'm trying to find it right now. I'm online with you guys. His name is Emmanuel Lustin.
Oh my God! You out here selling? Selling?
I'm trying to get him on our show. I'm serious. The heart attack.
You selling services?
No, I'm serious. The heart attack.
So just to be clear, the Me Too era has ended or something, like it's over. They're not doing that no more. Like,
they buying massages and happy endings now. It's a wrap. Look, they out here paying for it.
He got a new thing. Me neither. That's the new.
Women used to do. Women. I'm telling you, I remember, if y'all remember the guy named Flavor, he's a stripper back in the day. I don't know if you remember back in the day. Jamie might remember back in the day.
Did you say you worked with a dude that was a stripper?
Nah, I grew up with him. Listen,
okay.
Sally met one of my old stripper friends the last few weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they part of a group called The Firm. And
Wait, now I got a real question. For you. The Firm had a woman rapper in it named Foxy Brown. Was there?
Nah. This is The Firm. There was a bunch of dudes who used to go stripping and stuff like that. So she met one of my homeboys. He cool. Cool's a fan, man. He still loved to dance. He's not dance stripping, but he too old to strip now. He's in his 50s. But that's what he did back in the day, and they made a lot of money. But the women used to be more discreet.
There was no vegan meat.
Nah. This is real deal. So women used to go and have sex at these bachelorette parties. Because women tell you, no, we don't do nothing. I seen many of nights. They get down for their crown, and we seen it before. Remember, what's the Dancing Bear used to be around? Remember Dancing Bear on Pornhub?
Oh, I heard of that. Yeah.
Dancing Bear, and the women used to give head and all this shit like that. The strangers. So this stuff is. I thought DOT saw The Firm. I was like,
you said The Firm is the result.
Yo,
that's it, EOTs. That's a fact, Jack. But anyway,
okay.
So, but now women are more.
Oh, live life, follow. Oh, pardon, dude.
See,
go ahead.
I follow him. See that he's from Queens. He's a Haitian brother, cool dude. So that's how he makes his money. He goes around the world. Women fly him out. He's been in Brazil for a while. He's in South Africa for a while. He goes around doing these things. He has sex with women, or you can follow him on Twitter, whatever. He's doing all this kind of stuff. It's a different era, man, and he's living his life. It's funny. Kevin talked about his one story. We went to this whole thing, but that's the truth.
This is a collaborative community story. We all take a part. Design your own ending. No pun intended.
It's a choose your own adventure type story right now, right? Yeah, I'm choosing the one where the story ended 20 minutes ago. I'm the quick ending. Try to navigate this real quick. But yeah, you asked me what I played. I did play poker. I played blackjack and craps.
Nice.
Okay.
I didn't play a lot of blackjack. I stopped playing it after a while. I was like, I can't count cards, so I ain't playing this. I seen too many movies on it.
Only thing, don't play. To me, I gambled in the Caribbean a lot, and I always lost money. I swear to God, to see us the cards, the dice go different when Americans get on the table. I swear to God, every time. So, all right. Yes.
Yeah. She said, "Devon, you're very cultured, huh?" And then around the way guy.
Live life. I never want to be a woulda, coulda, shoulda person. So I just lived it because you only get one shot at this shit. So I'm gonna have fun with it. So I just had a lot of fun when I was young. A lot of fun. Did everything.
I'm glad we get to hear the stories, though. I ain't gonna lie.
And Jamie's my witness. I ain't gonna say Jamie's with me, but he knows these stories.
Yeah, I respect that. I appreciate you saying that because I don't know nobody who's ever with me whenever I did anything ever in life. That's just how it is. Like, no, what? They wasn't there.
Oh man! All right, so real quick, let's get into some. So we talking some freaky shit. Wayne Brady comes out as a pansexual. Jamie, can you play the clip for us, please?
Wayne Brady is opening up about his sexuality. The comedian tells people exclusively that he identifies as pansexual, which means he's attracted to persons regardless of their sex or gender. He also puts it another way, saying that he's, quote, bisexual with an open mind. Brady first came out to his ex-wife, Mandy, with whom he shares a 20-year-old daughter. They, along with Mandy's current partner, Jason, are set to film a reality series about their blended family, which will premiere on Hulu next year. And they've been supportive of Brady on his journey, with his ex noting that she knew coming out would help him be happier. Brady explains that at one point, he did ask himself if he was gay, after having been attracted to men at times in his life, though he'd never dated a man. After doing some research, he couldn't say he was solely bisexual either, so he came to pansexual, because to him, pan means being able to be attracted to anyone who identifies as gay, straight, bi, transsexual, or non-binary. Brady says he had to start loving his authentic self to be truly happy, but there was shame around his sexuality because of how he was raised. And although he's always had a great relationship with the LGBTQ community, he admits that he always felt like a sham because he wasn't being forthcoming with himself. Now, he says he's doing a lot of therapy and, quote, trying to be the most Wayne Brady I can be. And while he's currently single, Brady isn't looking to date at the moment. He explains, I've got some work to do still. Then Wayne, as a single, open-minded pansexual, can make a decision and be free and open to other people.
Does Wayne Brady have a smack a bitch? Oh my God. Come on, Kel.
Oh, we off the commercial.
Come on, man.
No. I'm cool with Wayne Brady identifying however he wants. He should live his life and be happy. I mean, is this surprising?
No.
Yeah, and it's okay. Like we always supported Wayne Brady. He was funny, he was talented, and all that stuff. I don't want to say this. I guess get the scroll ready, but
no, EOTs need
could this potentially be
EOTs need to scroll?
Yeah.
Could this potentially be
homosexual? Yeah, go ahead.
Look, Jamie needs a scroll because he keep putting certain comments back up. You notice that he keep putting them up multiple times. So who needs to scroll for real?
That's a good point.
Got a point.
Scroll yourself. But so I don't want to say it because this could be a cancelable. I don't know. It cancel for every comment. But could this be a move to maybe reinvigorate the career or build some buzz to build up interest in the show?
You mean the dry,
dusty
bones of his career?
Damn, I didn't say his career's that bad.
Some comments. We're gonna go back to these comments too. But go ahead, finish your thought.
Yeah, I'm just and there's nothing. Identify how you want, live your life, be happy, go enjoy yourself. But I mean, I don't know. Because it's the upcoming show, are they looking for way? This is marketing. We know the way of the world, right? The way of business, the way of television, the way of all this is marketing. So anything that could generate any attention from any community that will bring more viewers and ad dollars or something, there are people who will do it. I'm not saying Wayne Brady is anything like that. I don't know him as a person. I don't have any opinions on him as a person. But that is a tactic. It is a tried and true tactic throughout history. So just a thought.
Damien, your sign is blocking your mouth.
Oh, good. That means I can't be held accountable for anything I said in the last 15 seconds.
Oh, the camera. You said can't.
What I'm saying is this. This is it. And I was just listening to these stories and stuff like that. And I guess I will be one of the woulda, coulda, shouldas because there's a lot of stuff going on out here. Like I thought about when I grew up, right? And everybody has to have space in this world. And I think everybody has to have a lane. Okay. So my lane is exclusively the heterosexual lane. That's it, right? I can't veer off the lane. I'm not interested in letting nobody else in the lane. Like, this is my lane, right? I just would say I don't want to see the lanes intersect. So everybody should have the space to do what they want to do. I'm just amazed how every day there is something different. When I was a kid, from the time we hit adolescence, my friends and I goal was to try to find Playboy books and stuff. Or when you went to the pool, try to get some glimpse into that other locker room. That was it. The fact that there are so many different boxes checked now amazes me. Like it is. Next week, somebody like, yo, I'm attracted to trees. If I see a tree, blood is on. Like it's like anything just happens, and I'm amazed. It just amazes me that you can be 50 years old and just be like, yo, I like everything. Like it's amazing. And I'm not judging nobody, condemning nobody. I'm just like, it bugs me out. Wayne Brady, who I always thought was just different, just weird. I don't really find him funny, to be honest. Only time I found him funny was on the Chappelle show.
That's the only time.
That's the only time I don't find this. I see why his brand plays to, white America, but I don't really find him funny. But I guess that being said, I think Damien does have a point where when people cool off, they seem to jump on this You know, they seem to jump in again a certain lane that always seems to the lane that happens to be controlled by a lot of people who are in Hollywood. And it seems like it does give them some buzz. So I really don't know. I guess whatever he's doing, that's on him. And I'll just say this, and no disrespect to anybody. I thank God for my lane, though. I thank God for whatever reason I'm in it, however I got in it. I thank God because to me, it's the best lane. And now, obviously, it ain't the HOV. You be by yourself. I can't front these days. But at the end of the day, I appreciate that. I can't front. It ain't no more high occupancy in it no more. But yo, for those 5 of us that's still in the heterosexual lane, I appreciate it.
I got a question. I'm gonna wait till we're gonna play What's Your Price after y'all comments. We're gonna play a brand new game on the show for us and the audience. About to make it up on the spot. Let's do this. Y'all ready? You got a comment, Derek? You got a comment before I act?
Mine is deal or no deal.
Let's go read some of these. We're gonna read some of these.
Yeah, it's comments.
Yeah, Nikki says, and it's not even a little surprising, right? Tim G says people don't want people in their business until it's this. Just be minus the publicity. Yeah. And then, of course, why is this a headline?
Well, because like Damien said, they got a show coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Sean says, can ninjas just say I'm gay or bi? No, because that is now boring as well. Like a plumber explaining tax law. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no publicity is bad publicity. Absolutely.
Facts.
Yeah, EOT says, who cares what his D-tip smells like? I don't care about who you sleep with. Just show us your acting or your projects. Damn.
Wow. ETs, man. ETs.
The red cup.
She gotta get a flag.
She says, why do we always have to wear a sexuality name tag now? Yeah, you know, because that's the new thing.
I know. I'll tell you. I'll get to that in a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, EOT. So tired of hearing about people's bedroom antics for marketing purposes.
Fact.
Y'all know the gays have a ton of disposable income that heterosexuals with families do not. Live life by doing. People just have more of an outlet now. Where everything used to be so taboo, and there weren't all these platforms to connect with people like you. All right. It's like what? I'm not the only one that humps trees. Wow.
Oh shit! God damn, that was fucking funny, man. I got a lot of shit funny.
Yeah, man.
That shit is funny.
Wait, ain't nothing wrong. Wayne Brady is he's boring. Heterosexual is boring, so now he just goes to the pan. He's not gay. He's not bi. He never been with a man.
Derek, I think that bi thing is a front. I think that bi thing is where they try to take a little bit of the fastball off of it. I think a lot of these dudes be gay and they throw the bi thing in there just
maybe. But I think the pansexual thing is actually the opposite. You ain't gay, you ain't bi, you just heterosexual is boring. So
it hurt me when the sister came out with it. The one from the singer.
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe.
That I don't know why it hurt me. It just hurt.
We knew she was kind of back in the day. She just more openly now with the titties and that she got more AGs in the video. She already said she was kind of I think she said she was bisexual before.
But so what is that? So what does that mean when you say I'm attracted to just anybody?
I'm trying to be quiet.
Flirt with anybody for money and status. That's what.
I don't.
Oh damn! Yeah, that's vicious. I was gonna say that it could mean that you don't care who cheeks you clap. You clapping cheeks regardless. That's probably what it means.
No, he ain't clapping cheeks. He's not clapping cheeks. He's just saying that he's attracted. He's just saying whatever it takes to.
But no,
tomato to me.
No, but remember he said he didn't know. He was because he never dated a man, but I think he probably had some sexual acts with a man.
He never said he never said he had sexual acts. He said never dated.
But what I'm saying is the fact that you are attracted to a dude. I've never been attracted to a dude like. I told somebody if Boris Kojo was standing in the street with no clothes on, I would swerve into a tree not to see it. That's just what it is, like at the end of the day. And so I think they vacillate between kind of like what Damien alluded to when certain people tap into this, no pun intended, when they need to. That's what it just seems like.
It is.
I think
it's Hollywood. I think he has to stay relevant in Hollywood and save the Gong show he's on now. If that goes away, he got to make sure he has other gigs. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure. I think that's in the show.
We've gone as far as we can go with heterosexual relationships. Who you messing with, and who you screwing, and who you date. We've gone as far as we can go with that. You gotta. It's not.
I don't believe that. I don't
Not
believe that.
interested no
There's so many things you do. Damon probably got stories for another 2 years to tell us about some of the heterosexual things you can do.
Facts.
Anyway, so y'all ready to play this game?
I don't. Somebody said taboo. I thought you were talking about the club taboo down there.
All I can tell you is thank God for women. There's no alternative. There's nothing. I don't even know what's second best to it. Just well, never mind.
Damien, I don't want the game to
come out wrong.
If the game is gonna go too long, I want to make sure we get to these last few things on the show. So I don't want.
I was just gonna ask, if you would be given, let's say, a $500,000 a year salary to do like a TV show or to play a role. You're an actor, and all you had to do is say, you know what, I'm questioning. Would you take that? You'd be like, I'm questioning. You know, isn't that the cue in the?
Nah, I'm good. My name is everything.
Wait, you mean to actually have somebody think that I was questioning my sexuality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember this song? I can't do nothing for you, man. I can't do nothing for you, man.
I know that song very well, actually. Not
Flavor
EPMD, Flavor Flav, Chuck D, Public Enemy. I was listening to EPMD this weekend though. They was fire. Anyway, it's one of my favorite groups.
But nah, $500,000. Nah, man. It's like
$1 million if they pulled up with the briefcase, backed up the Brinks truck.
No, I gotta be. See, the thing is with the whole thing, with people that's going to, when they come out, they gotta be happy with themselves. I wouldn't be happy with myself if I did something like that for money.
That's
you
a
know
great point.
So I couldn't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm into. I'm into women. I've always been into women. I don't even like taking a hard shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it doesn't work for me.
Did you ever think about writing Hallmark cards for a living? Did you ever think about that?
Yo.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, man. I'm not good at it because, like I tell people, I want to be like, I'm not. That's what you into. That's what you. But I can sell myself out for that shit.
And honestly, at the end of the day, if Wayne Brady is happier and he's able to live a fuller life, I think that's great. But it was the way they phrased it. I don't know if that was him speaking. They were quoting him, but it was like, I can be more Wayne Brady. And I'm like, is that a persona he's talking about, or is that who he really is? You get what I mean? Like, so we'll never know. It's because it's publicity. It's the business. We know they pull a lot of stunts. We know the media it will do whatever it takes to get ratings, viewers, increase revenue. So we may never know.
Like EOT said, $1 million is no money, especially in New York. $1 million doesn't even pay my mortgage, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's because you're balling. When 90% of the population make under $60,000, something like that, that $1 million look real good.
$1 million don't retire you.
I'm gonna tell you honestly. I think at
the age you at now, $1 million for another 40 years.
Most people don't make $1 million in 40 years.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So that $1 million right there is going to be more than they're going to make working.
I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this. There are certain things, certain lines. I think if you cross them, you can't cross back, and that's one of them for me. That's a deal breaker for me. Yeah. I can't run. You know,
no, I'm just asking. I'm just curious.
From my father to our grandfather, to my great grandfather, I hate to say it. I know this gonna sound foul to people. They would have rather I been an axe murderer. I ain't gonna lie. That's just how that was the era they, that's the era they came up with. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's just the era they was.
These topics. Can we just talk about topics that we are qualified to talk about?
Let's go.
Sorry, Kevin, I cut you off. I apologize. It was like, good God, maybe I asked the wrong question. I'm about to cut myself off. Shut my mic off. Give me a scroll.
Let's go. We only got 13 minutes. Let's get into it. We got a few more things to go through here, man. So Jamie Foxx apologizes for Instagram post that drew accusations of anti-Semitic. Jamie, can you please anti-Semitism? Whatever, I can't get that word out. Anyway, Jamie, play the damn clip.
Jamie Foxx is apologizing for an Instagram post that was perceived as anti-Semitic. In the since-deleted post, Foxx wrote, "They killed this dude named Jesus. What do you think they'll do to you? Hashtag fake friends, hashtag fake love." The actor then took to social media to apologize for the post, writing, "I want to apologize to the Jewish community and everyone who is offended by my post. I now know my choice of words have caused offense, and I'm sorry. That was never my intent. To clarify, I was betrayed by a fake friend, and that's what I meant with they, not anything more. I only have love in my heart for everyone. I love and support the Jewish community. My deepest apologies to anyone who was offended. Nothing but love always, Jamie Foxx. The controversy around Foxx's initial post had also spread to Jennifer Aniston. In a screenshot circulated online, it appeared that Aniston liked Foxx's original post. The actress herself took to social media to clarify, noting, "This really makes me sick. I did not, quote, like this post on purpose or by accident. And more importantly, I want to be clear to my friends and anyone hurt by this showing up in their feeds, I do not support any form of anti-Semitism, and I truly don't tolerate hate of any kind, period." Foxx's post was criticized for seemingly promoting the anti-Semitic view that the Jewish people were responsible for the death of Jesus Christ. However, others have argued that Foxx's post and expression was actually a reference to the story of how one of Jesus' disciples and close confidants, Judas, betrayed him, hence the hashtags fake friends and fake love. The actor's posts come as he continues to recover after he was hospitalized due to a medical complication while filming the Netflix film Back in Action. For more on this story, head to thr.com. And for the latest entertainment news and updates, keep watching The Hollywood Reporter News.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that.
Well, this is the thing. First of all, it's not like if you read the gospel narrative, it's not like Jesus died of natural causes. Okay, somebody killed him. All right, and so he didn't say who he believed killed him. All right, that's the first thing. Secondly, I'll say this again. We've gone over this a million times with Kyrie Irving and other people. If you say the word gay people, and if you say the word Jewish people, it better be followed by a compliment. That's it. Nothing else. If you say those words, after you say the word, it better be a compliment. It can't be indifferent. It can't be your opinion about something. It has to be complimentary. And that's it. That's it. If you say Jewish people, you follow that statement.
But he didn't say Jewish though.
He didn't say Jewish people, but they so ill that even if you don't say it and it's implied, you still up there apologizing. Jennifer Aniston catch a stray bullet. I mean, she just, you know what I'm saying?
It's black people vernacular because we say they, right? Now, not meaning that could mean they can mean one person. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole trick on the
It's ridiculous. Jesus was killed. I mean, that's just the bottom line. He was murdered. Like what? I don't get it. Somebody murdered him.
But what I think James was saying was one person when he's saying the day, and that was Judas, right? Judas betrayed him. Kelvin, you the Bible dude.
Yeah, he did betray him, but Judas ain't kill him. At the end of the day, they can say, somebody can say, hey, Jesus, we don't believe it. We don't believe this is true. We don't believe whatever. If you believe that Jesus exists, the only record we have is the Gospels, which implied that it was to tell you that he got killed. He was betrayed and he was hung on a cross and killed. That's it. So that's the bottom line. And he happened to be Jewish. So that's just what it was. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when Mel Brooks did his movie about Christ, the death of Christ, right? Mel Brooks said, you don't have a problem with me, you got a problem with the Gospels. That's just what it is. Because the Jewish community went hard at him about that. And he was like, this is what I'm doing, a movie about the Gospels. That's the story. And that's it. But like I said, it's not what's fair or what's right. It's just who's the gatekeepers and the powers that be. And that at the end of the day, he's in the industry that is operated by Hollywood, which is controlled by Jewish people. And that's just the bottom line. Mm-hmm. And that's it. So just to be sure, I don't know how you come from being sick to now having to apologize. I mean, immediately the man just jumped into the fire.
It's his clone. His clone is doing it. That's what's going on in the room. That he's a clone now. So
it's the same thing. But people be like, "Yo, they talked about Jesus. What you think they're gonna do to you?" I mean, in other words, it's just an expression.
It's an expression. Black people saying that for a long time. It's like it's nothing towards Jewish people at all. For Jewish people, we're gonna give you a little education. That's the way we talk, and that's the way we say certain things. That don't mean nothing about Jews. We ain't even thinking about the Jewish people when we say that shit. Not even at all.
Now, do me a favor. Next week, D, when you reading your apology on air, make sure you clear that up.
I ain't apologizing for some shit. If I ain't do this shit, and I know it's in my heart, I'm not apologizing. I'm not doing it.
This is a reach. We should move on. This is the reach. This is some bullshit.
Yeah, but this Jamie Foxx, I hope we wish him well in his health and everything.
Yeah,
all that stuff, and everybody stopped with the rumors that he's a clone and all that kind of crazy shit like that.
That's fun though. That's a fun rumor though.
Nah, they even said Ebro was reading the other day. They said that Cardi B was a clone, and that he had when he clapped 3 times in an interview, woke the clone up. I was like, God damn, everybody's a clone. I might be a clone now. Shit.
Oh no, you're an original, brother.
Yeah, you got too many accurate memories.
Hey, listen, I got stories for days, man.
Yeah, you got too many stories.
Let me see. Let's go to something. We're gonna go something deep right now. I'm very happy that this happened. Henrietta Lacks, for people that don't know, is a sister out in back in the day in Baltimore that had anyway. Let me read what Jamie wrote first. Henrietta Lacks' family settled lawsuit after cells used for countless medical breakthroughs. Jamie, can you please play the clip?
And the family of Henrietta Lacks has reached a settlement with a biotech company accused of profiting off her immortal cell line. Lacks died of cancer in 1951. Back then, doctors took some of her cancer cells without her or her family's consent. Those cells have been used in countless medical breakthroughs. The Lacks family says it has waited 70 years for justice.
I can think of no better present on what would have been Henrietta Lacks' 103rd birthday than to give her family some measure of respect for Henrietta Lacks, some measure of dignity for Henrietta Lacks.
That was attorney Benjamin Crump. The terms of the agreement remain confidential.
Congratulations to the family for finally waiting 70 years. Probably so many people past like that money could have helped out for. For people to know, they have movies, they have books on this sister. Please check them out when you get a chance.
Yeah.
About Henrietta Lacks. I think Oprah did one too. I forgot the name of the joint. I can't remember the name of that joint. I think it was what's a hospital out? John Hopkins, right? That's the one that had out in Baltimore, right? John Hopkins Hospital. They made a lot of money on her and all these other labs and companies over the years and billions of dollars. And the family got nothing from it. And this is like, once again, black people amazing, come save the day. But anyway, go ahead, brothers.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ben Crump. I don't care what people think about Ben Crump.
I was just about to say that. Ben Crump everywhere, man.
I know people get mad and say that, but Ben Crump, he get to the bag. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, shout out for him, man, and shout out for the family, man. It's a beautiful thing to finally happen. How much money was raised? How much money was made off of those cells, man? You know what I mean? How many million? Yeah. Is it? Are we in the billions? Maybe you think about
billions.
Yeah, gotta easily be, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and so yeah, so she's at least that came out of it. You know, imagine how many generations, if that could have helped out, within that family too. So yeah. You know what I mean? I'm glad that it happened. It's a beautiful thing. You can't argue too much about that.
And I'm glad they stuck with it. I mean, I'm sure that was a long fight, and I mean, the burden of proof, I'm sure, was on that family at all times, and for them to actually go and stand their ground. Probably better late than never, but thank God her legacy, people will know, and family members now will go to school and buy homes and do all the things that they want to do that I'm sure she would have loved to have seen done for her grands and great-grands and great-greats. So God bless them for that.
Yeah.
Quick question, Jamie. 35 billion is the number that they got, or is that the number that they made off of her cells? Because I think it's even more than that, because I know that they don't count. Because to me, those cells, they created new industries and they put people and they created stock elevation. You get what I mean? Like, there's so many things that have occurred that was probably paid and funded other treatments that then made billions.
Yeah, just
but
the pharmaceutical industry itself, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's so many things that they will never directly relate to it. You get what I'm saying? That we know will probably was spawned for it. Somebody made millions that started a company that invented another cure, but that seed money came from this. So those extra millions you made over here with this other business or this other tech,
he put the answer at 35 million a year, which was probably turned into billions of this minimum 35 over those years. That's billions of dollars.
But you get what I mean, right? Like, they made 35 million a year, but that money went and funded other things.
They said $1 billion a year minimum.
Yeah,
$1 billion a year.
And them billions funded other things. You know what I'm saying? And that, to me, I know they never report that. They would never report the actual money. What? You know how crazy people would turn out?
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to set a precedent for generations of black families that were robbed and used to benefit industries. Yeah.
It should.
You know,
It
yeah,
should.
it should.
Well,
I
reparations.
mean, they still doing it with hip hop. Hip hop is 50. We got about 50 years that we need to start building a case right there.
What Sean, bring that what Sean's saying real quick. I missed that.
He said trillions, not billions.
That's what I was saying.
Every blockbuster drug is $1+ billion per year times 70 years. You know,
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Basically, the amount of money you know how much money they make off of one thing, and then they funnel it into other things and report the losses. It's more than 35. I would not believe. I mean, that's the number reported. That's the number reported.
Cancer treatment props up the entire industry. Companies, Pfizer. You know, when you start thinking about all of them and Merck and all, you know,
think about the tech just to like, oh, we think it might be. Let's run the test. The technology invented, the funding, the research, all that stuff. Yeah, it had to have a hand in all that. Anyway, yeah.
Well, I just hope it builds some more happy ending spots, because that's what we need. More happy ending spots for the world to be happy. On that note, my brothers and my sisters,
that might help.
We happy that Henrietta's family got all that money, and that we all gonna end up happy. And shout out to once again to our guest tonight, Ms. Kassandra Pierre. She was dope tonight. Shout out to brothers. Keep your chair by your bed. Keep your family protected. Throw your hat in the air if you need me. All right. We want to say peace.
Keep that thing on you. Keep that chair on you.
Peace, y'all.